Okay, I believe we are live. Hello there, morons. It's Victor, king of the morons, and I am alone today. Check out my tie. Is it not that the coolest tie in the world? Um, we are a little bit at a disadvantage today because Hiko is on his way home, and our guest has stepped out to perhaps freshen his drink. I'm not sure, but he'll be here too soon. Our guest today is Bay. He is the speaker, the writer, the author of a book called Loco in Yokohama. Actually, a couple of books, and I actually own them both, but I don't have them here. Where are they? It must be at my school. Oh, and I got to turn off my speakers as usual. Hiko, turn off your speakers! Damn it! Actually, my speakers are off. They're almost off. So, woo! I gotta tell you, one person watching now. Is that possible? Only one person watching? This is only one person watching, but 42 people have thumbed up. Well, that's good. Well, thank you, 42 people. I do have to thank you for that. Yeah. Hiko is on his way right now home. He has emailed me on the iPhone. By the way, this is the new Yurukara from Hokkaido. Is that not very, very cool? Check that out. It's a lion wearing a melon head. See? It's a lion wearing a melon head. Hey, how you doing, man? There he is. There he is. Ah, okay, cool. Bay has joined us, and he has downloaded something called Google Effects, which means he will be wearing various comical devices during the evening.
Whoa.
Hey, man, how you doing?
I'm good. Can you hear me?
Yes. I forgot to bang the drum to open the show, so you're just in time. Just about to bang the drum, and we officially we have started. And for extra effect today, the big bell, the biggest bell on YouTube. There we go. We are officially live. Let's put this back now. And we have tonight our guest Bay McNeil, Loco.
Bye.
And I'm sorry, Bay, but I don't know if you heard that Hiko-san was going to be a little bit late today. He got stuck at a strip joint. I mean, he was at work, stuck at work.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
It's Baye.
Baye. Is it really?
Yeah.
All this time I've known you? I think did we talk about this last time? We must have.
We sure did.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Baye. Yeah. I've been looking at your book thinking, I got to finish that book.
Yes, you should. You should.
And it's yelling at me, Bay, but it's obviously the book doesn't know how it's pronounce your name. So sorry about that. Bye. I've seen you've been very successful on Japan Times recently, being very active, being very prolific.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Yeah. How does that pay being a journalist in Japan?
How does it pay?
Yeah.
It could be better. That's for sure.
I heard that. I heard from someone who quit. He said, "Well, it was fun, but it didn't pay enough." So, but you've got. I mean, I've seen you've been lecturing at Waseda University. That's amazing. That is really impressive. That actually, to me personally, is more impressive than writing for the Japan Times. Is lecturing at Waseda University.
Yeah.
What is that like? How big are your classes?
Last one was like 35, 40 kids. Yeah.
And what are you lecturing them on? Do you have a specific, like, you're doing seminars or one-offs?
It's one-offs, yeah.
Yeah, me too. I just did one yesterday at Yamaguchi University.
Okay.
But it was via internet, not in person. So you actually go in person.
I actually go in person.
That's cool. That's a lot of fun, though, huh?
Yeah, it's great, connecting with the kids and hearing what they have to think, what they're thinking about, and what they have to say. It's really great.
And I know from your books that you've taught. Is it just junior high school or high?
Yeah, junior high school. I mean, initially I was working for Nova, but for the last, 6 years I've been working junior high school. You're breaking up. You're freezing up. Did I lose you? Hello? 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 Should I log out and log back in? All right, I'm going to log out and log back in. Not sure what's going on.
Hello, can you hear me again? Can you hear me?
Hello?
Okay. Hey, I don't know
Hello?
what that has never happened on the show before. Very weird. Now there's two.
We're back?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
That has never happened on the show before, and now there are two icons of me at the bottom of the screen, as you can see. That's pretty strange.
It is strange.
Can you get a little bit more light on your face now? You're really dark in the. I've got like 4 lights on me actually. So.
Let me see if I can move this light closer.
Okay. Mikey Chen's in the house. Hello, Mikey. Mandy, hello. How you doing? Okay. Yeah. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened. That's never happened to us before.
Is it because of this
Effects? No, we've done that before. It's no biggie. We used to do that before in the beginning.
All right, I'm gonna lose the hat.
No worries. So actually, we have a very interesting topic today, kind of a heavy topic that I immediately wanted to confront as soon as it came out. So a gentleman named Matt Thorne, right?
Right.
Wrote a blog about criticizing Japan in English and why people do it. And don't you think it's basically, you're basically, I guess, preaching to the choir in short, and for could be one argument. And the other is you just want to get shit off your chest. And of course, the other one is just because you want to make money.
Right.
Right. What was your reaction when you read that article? Did you think it was, first of all, did you think it was aimed at you? Because he actually tweeted it to me and Hiko Simon, and then Hiko talked to and tweeted it to you, or he thought of you as one person who could talk about this. So, isn't that in itself an insult in a way?
It teeters on a little bit of language snobbery, but he made some good points. He made some really good points. So I'm
Yes.
torn. I'm torn. I mean, the reasons he gave are some legitimate reasons that people would criticize Japan in English. I think he said one was to I think he said like Society B.
Mm-hmm.
It learned something from Society A. Society A being America or England. Society B would be Japan, I suppose. And another reason he gave was they they want society to believe that Society A is a bad society. And
we want to think Japan is a bad society.
right. And
Right.
I think the third reason is what you said which was to vent, get it off your chest.
Get something off your chest, exactly. Mm-hmm.
And four is for money.
Mm-hmm.
And
to money. Yeah. Someone is willing to pay you, right?
And I think in the past, I've done it for all four reasons. I'm guilty as charged.
Well, like one thing I liked about the blog was the guy said, "Hey, I'll do it for money.
Yeah.
Give me some money and I'll write about whatever you want." Which I thought was pretty honest. And I thought about it, and I thought, if someone paid me money just to talk about something, I could probably talk about it without actually being biased. But I could completely see how somebody might agree with some opinion just for the money.
I completely agree with that opinion.
Let me clarify that. I wouldn't do it for money, as in they're paying me to criticize Japan. I wouldn't do it. That's not what I mean. I mean, if I'm writing something about Japan and I have something that I'm critical about, and they're going to pay me to write about it, then I'll write about it.
Oh yeah.
That's a distinction I think needs to be made.
No.
Nico.
Hey.
Nico, how you doing?
Hi, good to see you, man. I'm sorry, this is unusual for me. I had to scramble at a work thing, but it's good to see you. Well,
Nico, I got something for you.
I don't want to see that.
Well, you do want to see it. You do want to see it, baby.
No.
You do want to see it.
No, I don't want to see
Give me a
it.
second. Just keep your camera on there. I got something for you.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
You are gonna like this.
I'm more comfortable.
I know I'm making you uncomfortable. You're gonna like this.
I'm getting scared here.
If this is a Christmas sausage again, I'm sorry. I'm going to be turning off the video. Hey, Baya, good to see you, man.
Yeah, same here, Hiko, man. How you been?
I'm good. I'm celebrating Year of the Sheep like a good New Zealander should.
Okay. Year of the Sheep.
Year of the Sheep coming up. It's going to be my year.
So, what other animals have years in New Zealand?
I think, this is for Japan, and it's like in New Zealand, there are like 12 different years.
All right. Here you go.
Victor, you are looking much more attractive than usual.
What do you think, huh?
Oh, man, I'm digging the shirt, man.
Oh, that's
you took your Tonight shirt. We got to make Gimmeabreakman. What's it called? Gimmeabreakman.spreadshirt.com. I forgot the address actually.
Gimmeabreakman. It's Gimmeabreakman at spreadshirt.com or .spreadshirt.com. And you've got some pretty fine merchandise. I'm impressed with the enhanced lineup lately as well. You got some more shirts on there.
We got some new shirts on there that are doing well.
The Zenzen Wakarimasen, that's killing it, isn't it? That is the one
that's what everyone wants. But the new WTF Nante Kota is doing pretty well too. I'm surprised.
Yeah.
But the Tokyo shirts are doing really well actually. So.
Mikey Chen makes an important correction here. She's pointing out it's not Year of the Sheep, and that's true in Japan. But the thing is that in New Zealand, every year is Year of the Sheep. So.
I don't think she's aware. I don't think you want to educate people
I'm celebrating
exactly what that means. But hey, let's bring the conversation back to something a bit more intellectual, if that's possible.
And it's interesting. The author of one of the blogs, which I flagged for this, Sophie Knight, Kisha Kishi, it looks like she's caught wind that this is on. So if you guys are cool, I might send her a link if she's interested in joining.
Oh yeah, that would be great.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Actually, she wrote a different article though, right? That he's kind of responding to. Is that right?
That's right. She wrote a letter about how the kawaii, the cute culture in Japan, hinders feminism in Japan. So it was a legitimate topic about Japanese society, and she was talking specifically about the Obokata case, where how she was even when she was getting celebrated, she wasn't being celebrated for being a great scientist. She was being celebrated almost more as this cute lady who wears an apron. And then the whole way that collapsed as well, it had more to do with her being kawaii than it kind of did about, if she'd been a man, for example. And it's pointing out, although it's great that women are doing well and being raised up, are they being raised up in the right way that really advances women? And it's a legitimate discussion. But this other guy kind of
that apron, by the way, was sold out. I was trying to get one.
So was I.
I think she said a Barbie with a beaker or a Barbie with a pipette or something like that.
Which is a bit harsh in itself, by the way.
Barbie with a beaker. That's great.
Pipette. Barbie with a pipette. I don't know what a pipette is. Pipette?
I think that's the flame thing. I don't know.
I don't know what those are.
She needs a man, not one of those tubes.
Well, but ironically, I mean, this article is about someone who actually has been exposed pretty much as a fraud.
Well, that's it. On top of everything.
Yeah.
I mean, and let's face it, that whole thing around that whole Obokata thing, frankly, was a bit weird. And even when it was good, and even more when it was bad. But yeah, but the point is that this other guy, and I've got the link somewhere. Have you got the links to the blogs as a topic under the video? You don't. I've got them I've got them on Facebook. But so this other guy came back, and it's funny because he made a criticism that I kind of used to make, and frankly, I'll say this is from Matt Thorne, and I know some people on my Facebook who know both of these people. So if you know it and Matt Thorne, but he kind of came back on criticizing Japan in English, and he kind of came back, and I've heard different views on this. I used to honestly kind of look at this the same way that he did, and I've kind of changed my view, but I'm kind of happy to advocate his view to you too. That he's got this idea that why would someone write about Japanese society in a critical way in English and not in Japanese? And maybe they're just venting, maybe they don't know how to, but then are they qualified to talk about it if they don't? And he's got this idea that this is just another case of Westerners looking down upon Japan from above and belittling it in English. Although at the same time he also said that he didn't find anything factually inaccurate or wrong with her with what the blog said. So I don't know. I mean, what's your take on that? So as a guy who writes for an English newspaper about it's topics that come around Japanese society, commenting on Japanese society in English.
Right.
I don't know. There's a bit of the guy's got a bit of an angle I can see, and I agree with it less now, honestly. But I'll be willing to argue his side. If this is really about changing Japanese society.
Is it about changing Japanese society? I mean, when I reread the article a little while ago, and hello.
Oh, wait a minute. Victor's in the victory pose, but he's lost internet. He's saying he's frozen, and there's a storm.
It happened to him earlier too.
You've lost internet, so the internet has abandoned Victor. That's not good. I'm just going to get Victor back online. Victor, can you maybe click on the link and join from your mobile phone? Okay. Well, keep fighting the good fight. We'll wait for you. I'm going to keep talking with Bayer here live. Right. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So I guess I'm gonna we can all sit around and agree, or we could make it interesting. So I'm gonna try to kind of make it interesting. I want to talk about this as a legitimate thing. I mean, so Bayer, how is your Japanese?
Mediocre at best.
Mediocre at best.
Yeah.
You can speak it a little bit though, right?
Yeah, I mean, I have to use it regularly, but I avoid it if I can.
So I mean, so what is the purpose in talking about? Well, I guess that's where you have to start. What makes you write about Japan?
Well, I live here. I pay taxes here.
Good point. That's a good point. I can't argue with that one. I'm sorry. I'm trying to be argumentative, but I'm having trouble with that particular.
I'm vested. You know what I mean?
I live here.
I'm vested. I'll probably be here for the duration. I mean, I don't foresee myself leaving anytime in the very near future.
Yeah.
So, that's
you're a
why
stakeholder.
I feel qualified to talk about issues that occur here. I've been here 10 years. I'm in.
But you don't. But here, there's a legitimacy to this point. If you really want to talk about Japan and Japanese society, and you want to talk about the things that affect you, surely you want to have an impact with those words. And surely the best way to have an impact is to use the words of the people that you really should be trying to reach out to or that you want to have heard, or that you want to share these thoughts with. I mean, the English-speaking world in Japan is, of course, it's about 60,000 people out of 120 million.
Right.
So what's the point in writing in English? Is the question that is a question that can be asked.
It depends on your audience. I mean, who is the audience? If you're targeting Japanese, of course, you should be writing in Japanese as much as possible.
Yeah.
But I don't think I think he's back.
Victor, you back?
Yeah.
That's never happened before. I got my wife ready, but it's really snowing here, and I can't imagine.
Yeah, your internet's still kind of crap there, but.
You don't know what's happening.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's really the strongest of the group. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. So we'll let Baya keep going, because I want to hear you finish the point.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. I guess it depends on what your target is and what's your agenda. I mean.
So what's your agenda? What's your angle?
Just raising awareness of issues and helping people deal with their problems if they can.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think that the solutions. All the solutions to the issues I discuss are issues that can be resolved by communicating with Japanese people.
Yeah.
I mean, by communicating this issue to Japanese people. I mean, mostly what I write about is how people can deal with these issues internally.
Yeah. At the same time, though, I mean, if you could write in Japanese to the same level you can in English, you would, right?
It depends on what I need to say or what I wanted to say at the time. I mean, for example, I talked to you earlier about translating one of my books.
Yes.
into Japanese.
Yeah.
And if I was as fluent in Japanese as I am in English, I would do it myself. Absolutely.
Of course. Yeah.
But I can't.
So let me put it another way. If you could write in English, if you could write in Japanese the same way, and that the Japanese audience was accessible, do you think you would write about different things? What would be different about your writing, do you think? What kind of topics do you think you might tackle?
In Japanese?
Yeah, or as commonly happens, quite often columnists get invited to write something in English for a Japanese audience, and the newspaper translates it, right? Like a lot of Japanese newspapers do that.
Right.
Have you ever had that?
I'm not aware of it if it has happened.
Might have happened by accident. So, but if you get invited for that purpose, if they're going to publish one of your columns in the Yomiuri, what do you think you'd write about?
Same things.
Same things.
I don't think my agenda would change.
By the way, I mean, so Baya, of course, I've got your books. In fact, I've got them right behind me.
Yeah,
here,
I got them at school. I met today.
So I've got Loco in Yokohama, and my name is Loco and I'm a racist. So of course you're a book writer, but also if you go to Japan Times site and you look up Baya McNeil, BAYENCNEIL, one L or two L's?
It's one L.
Yeah, we'll type it, but you can see the guy writes a regular column. For those of you who don't know, I assume most of you do know already, but Loco in Yokohama, he writes a column. You write a column, Black Eye, right?
Black Eye.
Yeah, for the Japan Times. And how often do you write? How often do you get published there?
It's monthly.
Yeah, monthly.
Yeah.
So I was just reading actually on the way here. I think you're just sharing your latest one on the Jamaican brain drain.
Yeah.
You're an American in Japan. Why are you writing about the Jamaican brain drain?
Well, it's draining here.
Yeah. So all the smart Jamaicans are here.
Well, not all of them, but a good number are coming here suddenly.
What are they doing here?
Various things. The last three articles I've written, one is about a singer, one is about a woman who opened a restaurant, the third one is about a lawyer, and the last one was about ALT trainer, and a poet.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's 4 people doing various things, and yeah, I mean they're doing a lot of different things, but I think most of them are being brought here initially as teachers, ALTs, and was a JET program.
Yeah.
Andre is here. Did you yet, Hiko?
I'm sorry, what was that?
You know Andre Pickles the Gaijin, Hiko?
Pickles the Gaijin. Of course, we have a Jamaican in the comments.
Of course.
But sorry, your internet is. I don't know what the snow did to your internet, dude. But you're really breaking up.
Really, I should. I'll go reboot my modem and see if that helps. I'll be back. Keep on.
Yeah, that's cool.
Sorry about that. I'll just go ahead and kill this.
But so I don't know. But at the same time, I mean, do you ever feel guilt? Sorry, I'm gonna drive this home.
Not guilt, but sometimes I feel like shame. Yeah, I wouldn't call it guilt. It's shame.
Yeah.
I feel like I should have invested more time studying Japanese, and as a result of that, I've started studying Japanese again. The last few months, I've started working on it again. So
yeah, I don't know. But do you think? I mean, do you hope to have an impact on Japanese society through your writing, through your books? I mean,
I think I already have. You know,
Yeah.
and I would like to continue to have an impact on Japanese society. So, to that end, I am studying Japanese.
Yeah, I guess I can come out. I can come out. I think there's something about life. There's a thing with life I've found. Maybe this isn't the same for everyone, but I find when you're in your 20s, I think I was completely confident that I wanted to do something that would have a world scale kind of impact. And there's some point around 30 that all of a sudden you start to either I see it as a realization, but maybe it's just getting old. I started to realize the world is fine. The world looks out, in the end of the day, you can only affect the things that are around you and the people that you interact with. And, you can't spend your whole time, not caring about the people around you, trying to worry, always worrying about, I don't know, at the end of the day, I think I kind of came to a point where I realized if you're having a positive impact on raising awareness and, improving those that you're in contact with, and writing is a great way, of course, of reaching and contacting with a broader audience. But in the end of the day, the people beyond your kind of reach and contact in a way, I realize don't matter. Try to have I've become much more focused on a narrower area, and I think even if it's only with your family, or even if it's only with your coworkers, or even if it's only every small thing, you have. Those small things actually add up in a much more meaningful way, and that's kind of the thing with Japan. I remember when I first came to Japan, a great example of that was I worked in a Japanese company. I used to get really annoyed that you had Tanaka-san and Honda-san and Toyota-san or whatever, and they came to me and it was just Hiko-san. And I'm like, no, I have a surname. Call me by my surname like everyone else. Why are you calling me? Why are you giving me the different? Why are you differentiating what you call me? It's like, we're all gaijin-sans. You guys we call you first names, and your last names. Your first name's easy. Your last name's hard. So I was told. So I was like, it's not that hard. Geez, it's just one extra syllable. Come on. But no matter, I'd fight and I'd persuade each person to say my last name instead of my first name, but then you meet a new person and then you have to start all over again. And I kind of realized there were some fights that were just kind of not really worth my energy, and there were other things that I could kind of, that you could kind of roll with and have, I could focus my energy a bit better rather than trying to build sandcastles sometimes. But I don't know. I mean, I don't think it's fruitless. This commentary, which is critical of the idea of even of almost wasting your time talking in English about Japan, kind of was implying an idea that it was fruitless, which I guess I used to think like that myself back when I first came to Japan in my early 20s, and I was a bit of a snob, frankly. I was a bit of a language snob towards those who couldn't. But I've completely kind of changed that. I mean, I do everything in English now. I spend all day talking Japanese, but I don't know. In the end of the day, it's cool. You don't have to change the whole bloody world. You don't have to communicate with every single person in Japan to have a positive impact. I mean, that's something I think you come to realize.
I have.
Yeah. As frustrating as that can be at times, as much as you really want to grab all of them and shake them at once.
I mean, the motivation to study Japanese I'm not motivated by this desire to change to. It's just a desire to communicate more effectively. That's it.
Yeah. But
that's in every aspect of my life here, not just in my writing.
But your writing touches and is centered around social issues. Their issues they're not just personal. They're personal stories, but in a social kind of a context, and trying to spread awareness of certain social things that by nature, do radiate out, right?
Right.
And man, we could do like a 3-hour show if we ever started talking about America, but we can just say it's been a hell of a year, certainly, right, in terms of social topics this year.
Yeah, it's been hairy.
Yeah. And you and I, when we say that, we don't use that word lightly.